Hello and welcome back everyone to another episode of my big fat journey, where I gotta start this off with a little bit of an explanation as to the title, because I don't know what I weighed in as. I don't know what my weight loss is. It's very confusing. I did an emergency weigh-in on Saturday. I wasn't sure if I was going to be doing a break keto meal that night or if I was going to be just going with regular keto. Turns out I went regular keto. So I did another weigh-in this morning. And the weight differences were 4 pounds off. One day, 4 pounds off. That doesn't happen. So I'm very confused on what my true weight was, if it was machine error, or what the heck it was. So I'm going to go ahead and go through both of the numbers, and I'm going to tell you where I'm landing. On Saturday, I weighed in at 288.4 pounds. Which we weighed in last week at 292.4. So a 4 pound loss. And I was like, ooh, that's great. We needed that. But then I was looking at it this morning and we were back to 292.4 pounds. And I was like, huh? So it was a complete 4 pound difference, which is just why? Why the hell 4 pounds? I'll get to my thinking of it here in a bit, but we're just gonna land right in the middle for the weight loss. Okay, so we're not too big either way, just in case it was machine error. And 290.4 pounds, saying that we lost 2 pounds this last week for a grand total of 184.4 pounds lost since July 17th last year. The one thing on my mind is I'm wondering if this might have been a factor in it. Water. So the main reason that I'm thinking water could have been a problem in this is I downed 3 liters of water in about a 7-hour period yesterday. And it was before I went to bed. So about from 6 p.m. to 1 in the morning, I downed about 3 liters of water. Now I could tell you that 3 liters of water did not exit my body in any way. So is there a good chunk of that could have been in that weight? Maybe. I also had 2 pieces of toast before I went to bread. 2 pieces of toast before I went to bread. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what I meant to say. You know what I meant. So could that have been a factor? Potentially. It was at 9 o'clock. It's at my cutoff time, so I don't think it should have, especially at 0 carbs, but I don't know. Maybe. Do I think that it could have been a machine error? Could very well have been. It hasn't had a machine error up to this point, though, so it's kind of hard to believe that out of the blue it would suddenly have that big of an error. And I've done back-to-back weigh-in days, and there's never been this big of an area before. It usually reads pretty close to the same. So, what happened? Inconclusive. I don't know. So, next week, we'll just kind of see. Maybe that extra 2 pounds was gone, and we'll have an even bigger loss next week. We'll just have to wait to see and find out. Kind of hoping for that to be the case, though, because that would be very awesome. So, fingers crossed. But overall, this week, tried to do a little bit more analysis into what I used to be versus what I am now, and answering a question I keep on getting asked. You have to feel better. Do you feel better? And it's a question that you kind of just answer instinctively. Yeah, of course you feel better. You have almost 200 pounds off your body. Of course you have to feel better. But I was trying to think, do I truly feel better? And yes, I do. I came to that conclusion. It just took me a while to take me back to that point in time, because this has been such a progressive thing that you kind of don't realize the transition happening. It's kind of like how I still see myself as incredibly big, and until I can see some of the before and after pictures, do I see a difference. Still something I battle with quite a bit. But I was analyzing my foot pain, and it seems like the majority of my foot pain is completely gone. The only thing that I battle now is, I think, just calf exercises. It's no longer a weight issue. It's more just calf exercising and trying to build the calves up, and hopefully that will help. But then I was also analyzing my back pain. It seems like my back pain only happens on days when I'm doing heavy lifting. So I don't think that the back pain is weight related anymore, where beforehand that was most certainly the case. At the beginning of the journey, I had nonstop back pain, nonstop foot pain. I had a bunch of heavy breathing. And to be quite honest, there just isn't a whole lot of that anymore. Like, I would have a lot of trouble doing recordings because of my oxygen intake and just how much I'd have to keep on breathing. And quite frankly, that's not something that I battle anymore, and it's kind of a blessing. It is something that bothered me when I was editing all my Minecraft videos, is like a lot of the cuts I'd have to do were just because of me taking deep, heavy breaths in. And although like right now you'll probably hear me taking breaths in because I'm self-conscious of it, it's not something that I have to do anymore in those videos. Like, the oxygen intake was just horrible because you can just tell that I was so low on air and oxygen. And I'm actually able to breathe in and out of my nose now. That's the cool thing. Originally, I would have to be a constant mouth breather, but I can actually breathe through my nose naturally now without even really thinking about it, which is really, really nice as well, because being a mouth breather is kind of unattractive. Masks help to cover that, but whatever. But even like just being in my car and actually fitting in my car comfortably now is just, it's just such a huge blessing. It really is. Like, there's just so many miscellaneous things that were crap in my life that I didn't realize were as crap as they were until I got back to this point, that I'm so grateful that this journey happened and I did it when I did it, because it's not too late for me to fix things now before the future happens. Overall though, it was a pretty boring rest of the week. There's not really much to talk about. Just the fact that there's a weigh-in error that I'm still trying to figure out. But this next week, I will have one more cheat day, okay? I'm gonna have one more cheat day before Florida happens. It'll be the last one that I have. And the only thing I'm gonna be doing on this cheat day is just celebrating my girlfriend graduating from college, double majoring. So proud of her. So I wanted to definitely take a day off to just celebrate with her. It'll only be one meal, only one meal. That will be cheating. So, but I definitely think that she earned a meal out with no restrictions, because usually she'll like take things easy. We won't go to a sit-down restaurant usually because it's really hard to keto order for most of them. So, but the one thing I did want to bring up, because I don't think I brought it up, is the fact that we only have a total of, I had to double count, we only have 6 more weigh-ins, and that's it before Florida happens. 6 more weeks to lose 15.4 pounds. It's easily possible. It's definitely possible. But I'm more nervous now than I was, because originally we had an extra 2 weigh-in weeks. But with Florida happening, those weigh-in weeks are now gone because I will not be on keto during that time. So I may have to pick those up at the tail end with when I get back from Florida. Definitely a little bit more pressured now than I was, because I was like, oh yeah, let's blow this out of the water. Now I'm kind of like, with these numbers that we've been getting recently, even though the last weight loss I was below 2 pounds was back in April, definitely feeling the pressure just a little bit. So I hopefully will make it. I'm pretty sure we will, but I really want to reach that 200 pound mark. I really do. Running should start here in probably not next week, but the week after, I believe, is when I'll start doing that training for the the 10K. So, and I can't wait to do that in Florida. Florida's a great place for running, honestly, even though it's hot. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this week went. Nothing too major. The night snacking was calmed, and the cravings were calmed as well. So, honestly, it was a pretty solid week. I just wish I would have known what I had. What was my weigh-in scale? What was it? Regardless, though, that's going to do it for this week, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for the continued support, and I'll see you guys back here next week. Good night.